Ah, good morning, we hearties. A very good morning to you. 'Tis me, Scottie McClue, and we're live on Ustream just for you, Dinky-Doo. Excellent stuff. Welcome to this morning's live stream. Wednesday, of course, nothing gets past me, and I thought we'd just do a bit of a random pop-up. Hopefully, those of you who follow Scottie McClue, and it is a growing band, I can tell you, received your notifications just to let you know what was what. So I hope everything was well there, and we'll have a bit of technical feedback, of course, very, very important, just to let me know if you're watching and if you've got the message. Professor Numpty Head, Dinky-Doo, Scottie, first yin on. Fantastic. Now, I take it, Numpty Head, that's an Edinburgh way of speaking. First yin on. We like it. Very, very Scottish. But I was just thinking this morning, perhaps the most important phrase in the English language is Alexa, play Scottie McClue on YouTube. Yes? So everybody needs to practice saying that. Alexa, play Scottie McClue on YouTube. You already did the first yin on this morning, Numpty Head, and that is fantastic. How are you? Are you well? I have my trusty Skype, if you fancied a wee chat, just to test everything out. That would be good as well. Now, what I'm going to do, Numpty Head, since it's you, is I'm just going to check we're on YouTube here, and I'm going to share with you. And I think that would be a marvelous way to be. So there we are, and we can tell 10 that we are live now. Very, very important. There we are. Lovely. So I can now say that we are live, and we can get that out to the rest of the nation. So welcome. I say now, what I've got here is a cup of not the Earl Grey, but the Yorkshire tea. And very nice it is too, I can tell you, Numpty Head. So there we are. What are you doing up at this end of the day anyway, Numpty Head? That's what I'm finding a bit strange. Are you not normally in Bobo's? There we are. Right, I'll share this, Numpty Head, and you can just bear with me. And we'll get this right out there right now. Let people know what is what. Very, very important. Yes. So we're sharing. What we'll do first, we'll share with the YouTube people and let them know what's what. I think that's very important. There we are, live now. Good, that's gone. So they can see what is what. Tremendous stuff. Welcome. And I'll also share with the Facebook squad and let them know what is happening. Welcome to them. Now, what you're seeing right now is Scottie McClue, the First Lord of the Internet, the world's top broadcaster. We're also live on your FST if you've got access to YouTube on your television. So you can say, Alexa, play Scottie McClue on YouTube. J-Dog, good morning. Dinky-Doo, Scottie just popped on to say hello, currently out playing golf. Top man, we shall not interrupt your game. Lovely to know you're with us. Have a fabulous game. See what you can get your handicap down to. Tremendous. And, look after your number one wood. Okay, La, thank you very much, Dinky-Doo. J-Dog, out playing golf. What a top man. But he's still got time to pop on to Scottie McClue and say hi. If you're dashing, then feel free to do that. You know, it is not a problem, I say. Never a problem. Let's get this sorted, right? So we'll just put that we're live now. Good. And that'll let people know what is what, I say. Golf should be banned, says Numpty Head. Well, Numpty Head, I personally feel that golf would spoil a nice walk. You know, that sort of idea. I've never ever seen the point of it, but people do. And I think there's quite a lot of business done on the golf course. I mean, I think if I had golfed, I would have gone straight to the top 40 years ago, instead of having to just very, very slowly climb the ladder. Yes. Very slowly climb the ladder. Fantastic. So there we are. Do we agree that golf should be banned? Let's use that as a subject today. Is there a point to golf? All right, we'll use that as a subject. Is there a point to golf? And we shall see what you lot think of that. So I think that's very important. I'll just say that we're live now, yes. Very important. Live now. All right, let people know. You can never spoil people too much, really, can you? You can never spoil the people too much, I say. Right, in fact, what I could do, if I moved us all just over a wee bit, then we wouldn't have to take a wee keek round the corner all the time. Excellent. So there we are. Live now. And we'll pop in the URL and just spoil every day. Is that fair enough, do you think? Or am I just too generous? Has Scottie McClue become too soft in his old age? There we are. Still arguing with a lot of idiots on different bits of social media about wanting to keep Her Majesty the Queen if Scotland does become independent. And I'm letting them know that it's not a choice. They don't really have a choice in the matter. You know, that's how daft these people are. And they are exactly the people that could lose Scotland her independence because they're so daft, they don't see the big picture. Right, just sharing right now with the Scottie McClue site, let everybody know what's what. So there we are. If you've just joined us, a very warm welcome. Lovely to have you with us. You're watching Scottie McClue, the world's top broadcaster, the first lord of the internet. Now, how is the reception? How's the picture? How's the sound? All right, so have we got sound and vision? Have we got a good connection with you? Feedback, please, all you techies. I want to know, how's the lighting? Could you do with more light? Because I have access to more light if we needed it. Ethan, good morning. What are the main cons to Scottish independence, Scottie? There aren't any cons to Scottish independence. There aren't any at all. So far less the main ones. There aren't any cons to Scottish independence. I can tell that it's the same as there are no reasons to leave the EU. You know, there is no point to Brexit. A complete waste of time, energy, money. £200 billion to date. So if anybody gets distracted by asylum seekers coming in rubber dinghies, by COVID-19, of course, first. I should have put that absolutely top of the list. COVID-19, by how much the Queen costs us, which she doesn't, you see, that sort of thing. All these are distractions to take your mind away from the fact that Brexit is passé, is undeliverable, is the result of a party political stunt that just went horribly wrong, and the ball's been kicked down the road for the last almost 5 years. Just a piece of nonsense, and pretending it was the voice of the people, which it wasn't. So there you are. So what you're doing is you're bringing 4 countries screaming and kicking out away from their source of income with nothing to replace it. And 3 of them, it was against their will. 70 million people robbed of EU citizenship overnight. There you are, all because 1.2 million, mainly xenophobes and Alf Garnets, being watched from the back by a handful of hooray Henrys. Tot, tot, tottity tot, 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 tot. So there you are. You always get the truth from McClue. And remember, I'm entirely apolitical. You know, it's not a problem one way or the other. The pros, Ethan, right. So what the main cause, the pros are that we would be keeping our own income, that we would be raising our status in the world big style, you know, that we would be back in the EU big style, that we would be making our own decisions and hanging on to our own money and able to improve our cities, our towns, Aberdeen, Dundee, Edinburgh, Glasgow, Inverness, Paisley, all these places, Greenock, all our cities, our towns, our villages, improve them and replace the income that was lost when we lost the shipyards, the steelworks, the mines, the motor industry, all these sort of things, and build up our economy. We've got renewable energy, we've got oil, if you want another bit of energy there. We've got gas, if you want some more energy there. We've got water, if you want fabulous aqua, uskiba, to keep you alive, the water of life. Uskiba, sometimes that's applied to whiskey. We've got whiskey, we've got beer, we've got all these things, that are Scottish. So there you are. So your pros, very, very important. They are many, yes, and myriad. Many and myriad, the pros for independence. But we need to get the dafties understanding that any anti-monarchists might as well give it up now, because they are very, very dangerous to the whole idea of independence. Any talk of a republic, forget it. That's gone. You're going to clobber Scottish independence. So forget that. And remember, now this is for the real dafties who don't understand. When I'm having a debate, they will say to me, remember the Declaration of Arbroath. The Declaration of Arbroath was effectively a letter from the Scottish aristocracy to His Holiness the Pope in Rome, asking him, could they, the nobles of Scotland, pick their own king rather than the Pope doing it? Yes, so that's your Declaration of Arbroath. It came from the aristocracy, and it was a discussion about the monarchy in Scotland, the Scottish monarchy, the Scottish crown. Who should get it? That's your Declaration of Arbroath, all right? So don't think that it's some kind of, "Way, freedom!" It would be in the long run. But that's where we are again now. So what we're needing to do is say we have a monarch. The monarchy is absolutely tickety-boo. It's sorted out. It's Dinky-Doo. And, not to be confused with splitting the Parliament, which Her Majesty the Queen has most graciously granted that the people of Scotland, through their elected representatives, can have parliamentary sovereignty, but she will always be the sovereign, or her heirs and successors. And that's what people need to grasp. And unless they grasp that, independence just won't happen. And they need to think about that. So there you go. So I hope that answers some of your stuff, Ethan. Now tell me, is this too much light if I do that? Is that just too much light? Does that spoil everything? Let me know your thoughts on the light from McClue. So there we are. Will the Queen's shilling ever become the King's shilling? Yes. Until we had a Queen and it became the Queen's shilling, it was the King's shilling. Have you taken the King's shilling, Numpty Heat? What the King's shilling was signing up to the armed services, mainly the army, and the recruiting sergeants would go round the pubs. People would be a wee bit drunk, and they would drop a shilling into their pint, and when they drank the ale, there was the shilling at the bottom, and that was them taking the King's shilling. That was them confirming they would become a member of the armed forces, a member of the army. Press ganging into the Navy, giving you a bang in the head and taking you aboard the ship just before it left. All that sort of stuff, because it's very difficult to get people to go and fight in the armed services. Nowadays, it's a huge speciality. So there you are. It's a huge speciality and requires a different set of skills. So that's what we're talking there now. That's why you had your tankard. You'll see old pewter tankards with a glass bottom. I won't tip this upside down because it's full of Yorkshire tea. But the glass bottom, and before you drank your pint, if you'd been away to the levee or something, you could just check that there wasn't a shilling in the bottom of your pint and that you weren't going to have to agree to join the army. So there's taking the king's shilling. Good for you, Numpty Head. Very well brought up, Numpty Head. I mean, you are, and the subject, of course, very well brought up. So there we are. So, Ethan, I hope that answers your question. But, see what you think about it. Very, very important. Now, I'm just going to let everybody know that we're live now, guys. Live now, and tell 10 to tell 10. Scottie McClue is live just for you, Dinky-Doo. Now, I notice, has everybody subscribed? Because subscribing is free. I've just done a TikTok. If you go on TikTok at Scottie McClue, you'll see me say subscribing on YouTube is free. Because people, I think maybe the word subscribe, they think, do you have to? I had a real dafty last week going, is this a scam, Scottie, this subscribing, because you have to be careful. What a job I have with these people, you know what I mean? Ridiculous. So there you are, Numpty Head. Will the Queen's shilling ever become the King's shilling? And should golf be banned? This is what we want to know. Right. Here I go. Swinging low. Bye-bye, Blackbird. Wish we could play some music. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Have a wee music show in the morning, Scottie McClue. The Scottie McClue Show. Fantastic. Get a bit of that on. We had a troll yesterday. I don't know if you saw him. A right nasty wee piece of work as well. A real wee Ned head. Yes, trolling instead of thinking, why don't I just go and watch something else? This is what you get, isn't it? This is what you get, I say. Just a lot of nonsense. People telling you whoppers. Yes, thank goodness for McClue, we say. Get the truth, get the facts out there. Wonderful. I'm just getting everything up here. I hope I haven't passed my amount that I'm allowed here. There we are. Right. I think that's it for now. I think that's it for now. And we're Wednesday today. Never a dull moment. Nothing gets past McClue, of course. Wednesday morning. Fantastic. Right. I'm just about to post this. So if you go on to LinkedIn, I've got 10,000 people on LinkedIn. Did you go to uni, Scottie? If so, what did you study? I studied arts at uni. So there we are. Very much the arts. But lots of other things as well. What happened to Border Television, Scottie? It was sold off. The television company was worth £50 million. Border Television had invested in radio companies. The radio companies had added £100 million. Border Television had been going since 1961. And therefore, the whole setup in something like 2000 was worth £150 million. So that was sold off. And I think, if I remember rightly, Granada Television bought the television company and Capital Radio, as it was at the time, bought the radio companies. So there you are. Very, very interesting. Yes, very interesting. So that was that. And it's a shame in a way because a wonderful company, but it's now part of ITV, which is a giant. And ITV used to be 15 separate companies. And then they kind of all bought each other up until now you've got one big television company, very successful as well. And Border is now known as ITV Border. So there we go. But these companies were very, very good for the local economies. Scottish Television is, I think, part of the network, but not owned wholly by ITV. So they are. So it's rather good. They've kept a bit of independence there. Fantastic stuff. So that's what was going on there, Ethan. Yes, absolutely. And you will see behind me there, there's the dog's graduation, and I attended. Fantastic. Lovely, lovely. Right, let's just see what else is happening here, guys. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. If everybody can share, that would be brilliant. Share, and let everybody know what's happening. I was very chuffed about J-Dog, one of our regular viewers and contributors, on the golf course this morning. Absolutely amazing. Right. I'm just going to pop this over here, showing here. I love that. I think I've told you before, but I went to an auction house and they showed everything. You had porters with white aprons at the front, and if it was a piece of art, they would say, now we're looking at the Renoir, showing here. And these guys would hold it up for the whole sale room to see it, you know. Fantastic. And that was that. And because sometimes for an item, I mean, obviously, had it been a Renoir, it would have been well known, well documented. Everybody that wanted to buy it would have had a good look and put a value on it, or what they were willing to pay plus one bid. The best advice I ever got when going to auctions is set yourself a limit. Do not go above that limit except for one bid. I don't know if that's good advice or not. Maybe some of the antique dealers watching will be able to tell us if that was good advice. So they are up to date. So that's what happened. And Border Television was situated in Carlisle, and I think that people used to say it should have actually been in Edinburgh. It would have been good, but Scottish Television had studios in Edinburgh, the Gateway Theatre, the Gateway Studios. Fantastic stuff. Now, I'm just going, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to take all of this, and pop this on. This is fantastic. Oh, my goodness me. So I'm going to take all of that, and I'm going to pop this back. There we go. And let everybody know what's what. So there we are. Feel free to share. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. Maybe a wee bit early in the morning for a lot of people, but that's fine. Yesterday we were 11:30 and got a fabulous turnout because it was 11:30. But it doesn't matter because people can watch and catch up. And Scottie McClue's YouTube channel is absolutely mobbed at the moment. Absolutely mobbed. But not everybody watches the live stream when they are going out live for some reason. I find that very strange. If I was on a YouTube channel, I would think, oh, it's going out live. Better watch that. At the moment, we've got 4,400 people are browsing Scottie McClue's YouTube channel. What about that then? That's amazing. 4,400 people. But see, getting them all to subscribe. Oh, you know, and that's why, as I say, I tell them that subscribing is absolutely free. Subscribing is absolutely free. Wonderful. So I'll take that off. See how we're doing. How does that look? Yep, absolutely fine. That's gone there. Good. And we can see what is what. Now, if you've got a Reddit account, then Scottie_McClue. If you've got a Twitter account, at Scottie McClue. If you've got a TikTok account, at Scottie McClue. If you've got an Instagram account, then Scottie McClue 1. Fantastic. There you are. So that's you up to date. Now, what shall we do here? So that's what happened there, Numpty Head. That's you at the chit chat. Wonderful. Now, more sharing, I say. More sharing. Always room for a bit more sharing, isn't there? There we have it. There you have it. Right. There you have it. The Latin. What's the Latin for there you have it? Come on, Numpty Head. This is right up your street, this. The Latin for there you have it. What is the Latin for there you have it? I ask you. We'll just let everybody know that we're live. Fantastic. How many accounts does one need? Accounts, Professor Numpty Head. What do you mean? What do you mean by accounts? So there we are. Fantastic. So how many accounts does one need? Oh, is that you telling me what it means? QED. No. That's there you have it is there it is demonstrated for you. So your quad erat demonstrandum. There we are. Good morning. Good morning, Kareem. Lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo. We're on a bit early this morning, Kareem. I wonder if it's too early for some of the sleepy heads. But fantastic, because yesterday, you see, was 11:30. So people were, Scottie's on. All that sort of stuff. For social media. Well, I think it depends what you're doing. You see, what we're doing, Numpty Head, here is that we are going to be multi-streaming. So I would like to say that at some point, I can multi-stream on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch, on what else can we multi-stream on? There's a good few of them that I can multi-stream on. I don't think multi-stream everything to Instagram. They like to do their own thing. So we've got that sort of stuff. Maybe on Periscope as well, with a bit of luck. That would be rather good. And then everybody can get access to McClue, you see, because not everybody has the stuff that we're talking about. And a lot of platforms come and go. So there we are. Not go as such, but in popularity, they wax and wane from time to time. So there you are. So that's what can happen there. I can tell you. Now, what we'll need to do is the tweet. How's the dog today? It looks horrible today. No, Kareem, no day is ever horrible. Unless, like, when I found that a fraudster had taken my life savings 12 years ago. That was an anus horribilis. An anus horribilis. So there we are. That was bad news, but no day is ever bad. Just the weather needs the right clothing. That's what we say. Now, you know that, Kareem, as a big health and fitness guy. Do you see what I just did there? A big health and fitness guy, and as a dog walker. Tremendous. And where you're thinking in buying your house, the dog walking is outstanding round there. So there you go. It's wonderful. Now, oh, fantastic. There we are. There's everything for you there. Oh, that's just brilliant, that is. Just brilliant. Right, just about to tweet. So the tweet's going out. So if you've got anything you want to say, do let us know. I think I'll just send that tweet as is. So there you go. Just send it as is. I'll pop in the fact that it's Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning. Wonderful. There we are. And that's going out there. And away goes the tweet. Fantastic. Follow me at Scottie McClue on Twitter. Scottie, an amazing social media. It was called Bebo. I used it when I was younger, and also MSN. Many funny, happy times. Absolutely. They were very popular in their day. But you see, always proprietary stuff. With proprietary stuff, something wins, Kareem. Now, when I was young, in came this wonderful thing. We had a tape recorder, a reel-to-reel, and you could edit quarter-inch tape. Fantastic. And I had a big tape recorder, a big Philips from the 1950s. Anyway, that was that. So we're talking 70 years old nowadays. And then in came a wonderful thing called cassette. And there was also another wonderful thing which gave, I think, better reproduction. And that was called 8-track. And you could have 8 songs on a cartridge, and you could have an 8-track player in your car. And cassette won. So the cars ended up with cassette players, I think because they were smaller and you could put more in your little parcel shelf, because you didn't have cubby holes. Well, you had cubby holes, but you didn't have storage boxes like you do in cars now, drink holders and all that sort of carry on, you know? So you didn't have that. And the 8-track sadly went, and the reproduction was superb. I mean, I had a friend with an orange Mini, and he had an 8-track player in it. And we were all going daft to the music, you know? Fantastic. Then you had the ghetto blasters. You had that. Then you had CDs. And you've had various other stuff along the way, digital audio tape, mini discs, all that sort of idea. You also had the video. You had a beta system, and you had a VHS system in video. And beta was excellent as well. You had Betamax, and some of the television companies invested in Betamax, but VHS became the order of the day. So it's just, you know, market forces and what have you. Stuff comes and goes, you know, so there we go, comes and goes. We'll all end up in tears. I see what you did there, Numpty Heat, as the lockdown continues. Ha ha. So there we are, tears. Have you spelt it right, Numpty Heat? Check that. So there we are. Absolutely, Kareem. So you had MySpace and Bebo. I remember them well. Excellent stuff. But as I say, things move on. Fantastic. But we're on, McClue's on all your top platforms at the moment. There we are, tremendous stuff. And what's going to happen, as you already know, we're looking towards getting a phone-in and multi-streaming. So we'll see what happens there. The next way forward for technology will be virtual reality. Plug in and have a different, separate life. Well, that's what we're doing now. We've plugged into Scottie McClue, and we're having a separate life. Kareem, I always trust your judgment, and Numpty Heats. Can you tell me how is all the sound and vision looking this morning? Is everything clear as a bell? Are we getting a good run? Do tell, I say. Right, there's the tweet gone out, guys. So let's see what's happening there. Oh, wonderful. Yes. Ah, now that's excellent. That's absolutely excellent. What I'll do with that, we'll just pop out another tweet and add some things. Have a bit of fun with this. So there we go. Lovely. Yes. Excellent. There we go. I must get myself the mouse mat from downstairs. Have you ever tried without the mouse mat? That is very good. Good lighting, etc. It's all good. Excellent, Kareem. Thank you. So the speeds are looking good. Yes, we'll see what happens virtually. But, Kareem, rest assured The one person we cannot do without is a teacher. So there you are. They tried it and it didn't work. And of course, really, when you saw what happened during lockdown, if it hadn't been for the wonderful teachers, where would this country have been? Where will this country be if they don't have all these wonderful people who are so clever and adaptable and so brilliant at saving the situation? You know, I mean, when the algorithm got in with the exams, you had to fall back on the teacher's judgment, the most valuable thing in the world. There we are. Not heard a thing. Says, as you forgot to put the headset on. No, the headset's here, numpty. So what you're getting is there's the mic, hello, and you're getting the sound through that mic. Have you got it? There we are. That will even be a bit clearer now. We might even have to adjust it. So there you are. So headset on, all is well, numpty heat. Scottie, I haven't been able to plug and play in and sit down with you and have a wee chit-chat. Well, this is what it's about. What I've had of some people, Kareem, is they've said, no, you're not dangerous enough, Scottie, to attract the big audiences you used to attract. And I say, look, you don't understand. This hasn't even scratched the surface yet. Now, everybody likes a wee chat. They don't know I'm on, Kareem. Only a handful of privileged people know that this is going out right now. So that's where all the sharing comes in and the telling 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. That's where it's important to spread it across the social media, because once everybody finds out Scottie McClue's on and that they can actually interact with them, just watch this space, Kareem. You will love it. Right, what are we doing here? Come on, I need to get sorted here. We're just letting everybody know what's going on. Pardon me. I've got a lovely, lovely cup of tea here as well. We're nice and early this morning, Kareem. So there you are. So do you not agree that people enjoy a chit-chat? So those that do know I'm on, and those who do come and contribute and join us, would you not say they have a nice time, Kareem? I would say they do, because I have a nice time being with all these beautiful people. We got trolled yesterday by a wee Ned head. So there we are, a right cheeky wee chappy. I can tell you. Right, what else have I got here? There we go. Oh, yes. Wonderful. Now, what I'm doing, I'm just getting some connections out here for you. Let everybody know what is what. Very important. Right, that's that. That's us. Bit of that. Now then, we do like a wee chit-chat. Some people like it's getting blood from a stone at work. Oh, absolutely. Getting a good chat. But if you've worked with some people who have a great flow and a sense of humour, then you'll know what I'm talking about, Kareem. It can be tremendous. It can be an absolute hoot. I think also you'll find that there's so much stress around in the workplace at the moment that it's very important that people feel they have a go-to place. And their go-to place is Scottie McClue's live stream on YouTube. And that's what will happen, I can tell you. It may take a bit of time, but it will happen. And we like that. Very, very important. We like that. Oh, my goodness me. Right. And the memory should be arriving for the computer. And what we'll do is we'll pop that in. The pubs will be shut during the Old Firm match. What will the fans do? The fans, I will do a live stream, and the fans can come on and have a chat with Scottie McClue, and we'll have a virtual pint. What about that, Numpty Head? You know, fantastic. Because I told you the other day, I think we should actually not ban alcohol, but just phase it out, because there's no requirement for it. You know what I mean? People need to keep their wits about them. So there we go. So during the Old Firm match, I think Scottie McClue should live stream. When's the next one? And we'll do that. Why are curtains so expensive? Well, I think anybody, paying a lot for a pair of curtains needs to pull themselves together. See what I just did there? No, I think what it is, Kareem, it depends on the area. If you live in an area where there's a perception, and it's only a perception, that people might have a little bit more money than some other areas, and it's only a perception, then they think they can load the price a bit. So you've got to knock a bit off it. So depending on who you're getting them from, when I went to Manchester, I stayed in a lovely part of Manchester. And Manchester's such a massive city, you can get anything you like. And I remember I needed curtains for a beautifully double-glazed, double-doors French window in this lovely little sitting room. And I thought, what colours do I want? Right. And I went round to an old mill factory. And here was a lady who made cut-price curtains. And I went in and I chose the material. And she made me gorgeous big double curtains. I can't remember what I paid for them. I wonder if it was something like £39 or something like that. But it wasn't much, and she did a beautiful job. And these curtains looked magnificent. So it just depends. Shop around, I would say, Kareem. So there we are. Curtains are expensive, and carpets, but not as expensive as they used to be. I wouldn't be surprised if a carpet now isn't too much far off the price it was 30 years ago when there was money about in this country. So there. Why do you call Mrs. McClue darling? Darling! Numpty Head wants to know why I call you darling. Beg pardon? I've heard it somewhere. No, come on. Aha. She says it's because I love her. What do we think, Numpty Head? There we go. There we are. That's it from the horse's mouth. I can tell you, straight from the horse's mouth. Never look a gift horse in the mouth, as it's the other end that feeds your rhubarb. Have you ever heard that one? There's a wee one for you, I can tell you. Wonderful. Right. We'll get that down. There we are. And, yes. Wonderful. Now then. That's that. Well, just what I'll do is I'll take a wee highlight there for you. Let you know what is what. Very, very important. Oh, yes. Wonderful. We like that. Wow, this is interesting. Right, to your telephones as quickly as possible. As we say, we can't do the telephones, but we do have live chat. So we can come on and have a wee live chat. Fantastic, which is always good stuff, I see. And there are thousands and thousands live right now on Scottie McClue's YouTube channel. When I last looked, there were 4,400 browsing the videos. So they need to be coming and watching the live streams, because these are the kind of people that go, I never knew. Oh, so it was. There's a wee red live at the bottom. I've missed that. All that kind of nonsense that you get, but it doesn't really matter. So there we are. So, yes, so we were talking about the carpets, and I can remember in mathematics in school, I think I was having a wee kip up the back, actually. And she said, how much is it? She said, and she shouted on me. And I said, a pound? She said, a pound? When we got married, a carpet to stand up to everyday traffic, because in those days, again, Scotland had huge carpet manufacturers turning out beautiful ranges. You could tell what they were, you know. You would look and you would be able to tell what the range was, you know. Fantastic. Hi, Scottie. Oh, yes, what a top man. Thank you, Adam. Very, very much appreciated. I miss all you guys as well. There is no doubt about that. Now then, who have we got here? I am still sending some stuff out, guys. So if you're wanting to, there we go. And let people know what. Oh, have we got that? Yes, we have. Have we got that? Yes, we have. Right. Yes, we have. Good. What I'm doing, guys, I'm still sharing and sharing and sharing so that everybody can find Scottie McClue. That's the buzz. If you don't know it's on, and people are like, yes, so it's very important to tell 10, to tell 10, to tell 10, to tell 10. That's your job. I'm doing my job. You've got to do your job. Ooh, see what I just did there? And together, we will build the Scottie McClue live streaming phone-in. Massive. Absolutely massive. Worldwide, I say. What else have we got here? Oh, there we go. Lovely. Lovely. That's that. Fantastic. This is going to be a belter when this gets through. Lovely to hear from you, Adam. I hope you are well, you top man. What a privilege to know you. Scottie, what are your plans for today? Any big walks for the dog? Well, Kareem, as you know, he was 14 on Saturday, and he had a stroke 12 years ago. I think I've told you that. A fibrocartilaginous embolism, the wee soul. And I thought I was going to lose him then. And he's fought his way back. But because he's 98 in human years, that paw that was flapping loose 12 years ago, and he's fought his way back and walked on it for 12 years, is a little bit weak. So I have a little support I use. And he loves that, because if he's going in the door and he does a slight stagger, you just, the lightest touch on his hip steadies him up. So it doesn't take much. It's just that little bit of support, because he's 98 years of age. So I don't do the long walks. We used to go for miles. Tell you where we used to go, Kareem. We used to go to Mugdock Park a lot and do big walks all round there. We also went to Rooken Glen Park and did big walks all round there. When I was in Carlisle, I used to go to Gelt Woods or to Tochen Tarn up by Castle Curragh, that kind of idea. So these are beautiful dog walks as well. Will you be watching Celebrity Get Me Out of Here when it comes on? It's in Wales this year. Yes. Should it not be Celebrity Get Me In Here? That sort of idea. I mean, I've never tried for that, but I nearly made it into Big Brother. And I think that would have been very good. Scottie McClue in the Big Brother house. Wonderful. So there we are. I'll just put some more chat on here. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I'm sending out a fantastic tweet here, and I think that's important. When's the next Old Firm game then, just so that I know? Numpty Head, do tell. Very, very important. And we shall see what's what. We might do, I mean, you know that I'm a celebrity on here on my ToThe. You must have seen that. I will send it round for you. So there we are. And everybody can watch that one. Tremendous stuff. Tremendous stuff. Now, who would you like to tweet here, guys? Pardon me. Time for a sip of tea. Getting the dust. Talkin Country Park was lovely. Yes, Tolkien, Talkin. Talkin Country Park was lovely. The drive, the beautiful villages you go through. Absolutely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Lovely wee village called SCOTTIE, just on the edge of the city. Another beauty called Warwick Bridge. That's the idea, all these things. Next game, Sunday coming. Right, what time does it go out then? When's kickoff? Usually when I phone up, I say, when's kickoff? They say, well, when can you get here, Scotty? You know? Remember an Old Firm game, we got caught climbing over the fence by a policeman. He says, what do you think you're doing? I said, climbing over the fence. He said, go back until the end of the game. Whoa! All that sort of stuff. There we are. Sunday coming. Get me the times on that, Numpty Head. I need you. Come on, Numpty Head. I need you as McClue's Wizard of the Big Switchboard. There we are. The Wizard of the Big Switchboard. So there we are. Now, what else have we got here? This is fantastic. Some very, very clever stuff in social media. I mean, there's a lot of nonsense and junk as well, but some very clever stuff on social media. And I think it's an absolute privilege to be part of this. I really do. Fantastic stuff. Now, what else am I doing here? Oh, yes. There we are. There we are. And then we'll maybe stay on a bit today and have a chat with everybody, because there's so many people needing a wee chat, isn't there? And it'll just establish what we're actually doing here. I think that's very, very important. What else? Now. There we are. Right. Oh, that hasn't what? I've been too ambitious, too many. Too many. There we are. Is that what? Yes, that's what. Good. Right. Tweets going out, guys. Let me know if you get it and you can see it. At Scottie McClue on Twitter. Follow me. 12:30 p.m. behind closed doors. Right, so 12:30 p.m. on Sunday. 12:30 p.m., did you say? Oh, yes, lunchtime. Don't confuse everything, Numpty. p.m., I was thinking, yes, so p.m., that's lunchtime. I suddenly thought to myself, why is it going out at midnight? Right, so the Old Firm game is 12:30. So do you think McClue should arrange to be doing a live stream at that time? And do you think anybody will watch the live stream rather than the Old Firm game? It'd be quite funny if we got top numbers. Wonderful. We shall certainly have a look at that. There's no doubt about it. Wonderful stuff. So there we are. And we can see what's what. I'll let you know what the results are on that tweet as we get them. So there we are. I used to read the football results on television, and I would also read the shinty results. So there we are, the shinty results. Quite wonderful. Behind closed doors, is that so that we don't see what's going on? Scotty, I know it's immature, but when I drive past Echo Fechkin, I always laugh at the name and say it in a funny voice. You know? Well, I have to tell you, there's a lovely, lovely story about a I think it was a supply teacher at one of the schools down there, and he said to one of the deputies, a little boy went past and he said to him, "Where are you going?" He goes, "I'm going for the feckin' bus." And he said, "Just you stand there for a minute." And the deputy had said, "Is there a problem?" He said, "This gentleman tells me he's going for the feckin' bus." And he went, "Well, he stays on the feckin'." Now, Echo Fechin is known as the Fechin. So there you are. Could you imagine if Echo Fechin was in Ireland? You'd be saying to people, "Where are you from?" "Echo Fechin." That's enough. You know, it's actually Saturday. Sorry for the fake news. Numpty, what are you playing at? You could have had McClue broadcasting on Sunday there. I trust your judgment. Numpty Heat. Stop. So there you are. Anyway, I shan't hold it against you because we go back a long time. So there you are. So Saturday at 12:30. Now, is this gen up, Numpty Heat? Because remember, I go out nationally and internationally. I'm an international icon. We don't want to be sending out fake news, do we? Well, there we are. Right. That tweet's doing very well, guys. We'll just pop that up there, and it is doing business. I like that. How fantastic is that? Right. So we shall be looking forward to the Old Firm game, and it's actually Saturday. Am I right, Numpty Heat? Saturday at 12:30, and we'll be shouting for the winners. That tea is absolutely lush. So there we go. Fantastic. Yes. And no, it's not immature at all, Kareem. You need to have a good smile. Did you know that Anstruther serves a good fish supper? Reliable sources tell me. Einster, come on, Numpty Heat, you're in Edinburgh, man, Ken. And, you know, fit why you calling it Anstruther when it's Einster? So there we are. Fantastic. Einster does an outstanding fish supper. Anything Einster does is outstanding. A lovely part of the world. My only complaint about Fife is the quality of the roads. So, you know, we need to get really nice quality roads. You look at the quality of the roads in Aberdeen and in Murrayshire. Places like that, beautiful roads, even out to wee country villages. You know, mind you, they're a lot straighter because the West Coast, as a bus driver once said to me when we were going round Loch Ness, he said, "Your problem with the roads here is you've got rock on one side and water on the other. That's why they're so bendy." You know, whereas your northeast roads are much, much straighter. Flat land, you see. So yes, I have heard that Einster serves a good fish supper, and what's more, Numpty Heat, I have availed myself of yin at Einster. So there we go. That's what McClue's done. He's availed himself of a good fish supper at Einster. So you can't say fairer than that unless you can't pronounce your F's or your THs. Has anybody else watching had a fish supper at Einster, I ask you? Right, do tell. Spill the beans. Very, very important. Très important. Right, I think that's that. We've had enough of that, so we'll leave that just now. I'm just still doing the sharing, you know, because it's very popular. Very interesting. Very popular, the sharing. So yes, now, Numpty Heat, have you availed yourself of a fish supper from Einster? I think we should be told. I think it's time Numpty Heat said his piece, and we should be told. Very, very important. Très important. Oh, I've just had a brilliant idea. Yes. Maybe not. Oh, wait a minute. What did I do there? Let's just see. Maybe it was a brilliant idea. We have had one or two before. I've only had one really bad idea, and that was, getting involved with somebody in a business. So there we are. Never been to Ainster, Numpty Heed. You're winding McClue up here. It's in your back garden, right? So you're in Leith. They shouted in Leith. The rumour, right? You're in Leith. You could probably, on a good day, see Ainster. I don't know. Up in the East Nuke there. Maybe you might have to go a wee bit higher up. You might have to go up Arthur's Seat. No complaints, please. So there we are. Very important. That sort of idea. But we can see. Right. So who am I sharing this with? Oh, yes. Nearly forgot. Right. That's us. Okay. That's gone in there. And we're sharing it with that lot. How fantastic is that? So you've never been to Ainster. So Numpty, that's something you must do. You might even be able to catch a late. Oh, of course, you can't go out at all, can you, at the moment, from where you are? No. Are you in Lochdoon? Well, you could look up Ainster on your internet, and you could have a virtual holiday. Not quite as good as the real thing. I shall part the seas and take a walk over to Fife. You can't, you'd get done. Was that not what caught out the poor old chief medical officer at the time? And she had to resign because she'd been over to Ely, which is just along the road from Ainster. I could tell you the East Nuke, but very, very good. But we need to get the roads sorted in Fife. McClue might spend the rest of his life campaigning for better roads for Fifers. Once the COVID's gone, of course. There we are. Because you've got East Weems, where the great Jimmy Shand was from. Scottie, there's been so many sightings of Nessie this year and put on the register. Fascinating. Yes, but only believe the ones that are from Loch Ness. Don't believe if somebody's seen one in Tuckentarn or something like that. Nessie. There we are. I had a lovely, lovely, lovely friend who was a very, very, very senior civil servant. And he was the most natural man in the world. His name was David, and his wife was Nessie. So there you are. And it was lovely. And he used to talk about stuff. He would say, something funny went wrong with the car. Well, Nessie thought it was funny. I thought it was tragic. He'll tell you a story like that. Wonderful, wonderful man. A lot of you would have known him as well. And he was a top civil servant. And he was just one of the nicest people you could meet. Very, very well organized. You didn't turn up a second late. That sort of idea. And I can remember a friend of mine going to see him, and my friend wasn't the smartest of dressers. And he called in at this very, very important place. And a rather snooty person said to him, "May I help you?" And he said that he would like to speak to naming our friend. And said, "Is he expecting you?" It was that sort of thing. And our friend said, "Well, I sincerely hope so, because we're having lunch together." Is that not beautiful? There we are, a wee bit of karma. Scottie, yes, absolutely. So, Nessie, have you ever seen Nessie yourself, Kareem? Have we had a sighting? Do we think that Nessie definitely does exist? Or is somebody ripping the pash? So that's what we need to have a wee look at. Just in case somebody's working us from the back, ripping the mince out us about Nessie. You never know, though, you see. I think it's very, very important that. There we are. I'm still at the sharing, guys. McClue, you cannot doubt McClue's faith in human nature. I have a huge faith in humanity. And I've only once been let down by one individual, one very, very bad man, the only bad man I've ever met. Is that not absolutely fantastic? So there you are. I thought you'd like that. There we are. Just do a bit of sharing there. You can't beat a bit of sharing, I say. Now then, so what we're looking at then, today we were starting to talk about golf. Should we ban golf? Is there any importance in golf? And also, I'm not a golfer, so I wouldn't say I was biased in any way whatsoever. If you can convince me that golf is top stuff, then I'm up for that. Not a problem. But I think that we're looking at that also. Have you seen Nessie? And if so, what was she like? I think we should be told. Okay. Wow. This is incredible. Guys, the deeper you get into the internet, the more interesting stuff comes out. So there we are. Has anybody watching ever seen the Loch Ness Monster? I think we should be told. Will you be cancelling this year's Hogmanay Bash, Scotty? No. I think we'll have the Hogmanay Bash. If you can have an Old Firm game, you can have a Hogmanay Bash. What do you call, right, and I think this is very important, what do you call Numpty Heat? What's that? All right, I see, I've got it. What do you call when your lot are playing in the East Coast? Is it not the Old Firm Derby? Is that not what you call it, or something like that? The Old Firm Derby. No, I don't see why we should cancel the Hogmanay Bash. In fact, I think there's all the more reason to have the Hogmanay Bash. The problem we've got, I would get hit by copyright on all these fabulous tunes that I play, because normally the Hogmanay Bash takes place on a radio station. Although I think we have done one virtually, but I can't play the music. And as you know, Scottie McClue's Hogmanay Bashes rely on being 100% traditional New Year fare. Hogmanay and New Year fare. And that's what it's all about. You know, we have the military bands, playing Auld Lang Syne. We have the poetry, we have the music. Stop. I'm getting quite moved when I think about it. Scotty, what's the better loch? Loch Lomond or Loch Ness? Loch Lomond or Loch Ness? I've never been to Loch Ness. Loch Ness is very, very beautiful. And at either end of Loch Ness, you have an entrance and an exit, depending which way you're going, to the Caledonian Canal. You go through, you see Urquhart Castle, and you've got all the wonderful, it's Glen Urquhart up the side there. You've got Fort William, you've got Neptune's Staircase. So you can go between Inverness and Fort William. Yes, and then out into the west coast, the Caledonian Canal. And of course, Loch Ness runs through the Great Glen, whereas Loch Lomond is totally inland. Apart from, you've got the River Leven, but I don't think the Leven's a feeder. I mean, I think it's an annual tide you need on the Leven to get a boat of any size into Loch Lomond via the sea. So there you are. So the Leven is not the biggest. So Loch Lomond is virtually an inland loch, but of course it's so beautiful. And all the places around it, you used to be able to get a steamship on Loch Lomond. Steaming on Loch Lomond is still popular, but different reasons, different meanings. But steaming in Loch Lomond was a huge pastime, again ruined by the First and Second World War. We should never, ever have had these wars. Yeah, I don't know how you'd have avoided the second one. The first one could have been avoided. The Edinburgh Derby, says Professor Numpty Heat. If debate could be, do we ban rugby? It can be dangerous and goes against health and safety. Well, you see, McClue was a big rugby player. I was a tight head prop, second row as well. Good second row, giving everybody a shove down first. Boom! Gets right in there, you know. Wee bit of growth here just to annoy the opposite props and hookers and that sort of idea, you know. So wonderful stuff. But it was dangerous. I have lost a friend to rugby, and another one broke his back. The friend I lost broke his back, and another one broke his back and survived. He was an internationalist. But I think they used to say that rugby was a hooligan's game played by gentlemen. And soccer was a gentleman's game played by hooligans. So maybe we should get the soccer players playing rugby and the gentlemen playing football. What do you think? With Edinburgh Festival having been cancelled this year, it meant no fireworks display took place. A victory for the cats and dogs. Indeed, Professor Numpty, but I have a confession. I am not a great firework fan because of the anxiety of the cats and dogs. And poor old Lord Reith in Manchester nearly knocked a table over trying to get behind it. He was shaking for hours. And it was the nearest you could get to being in a war zone. A built-up area of a big city on firework night. When it's built up that it's not all high-rise, they've all got little gardens and things. And it just as if you're under attack, under siege. It's really quite frightening. But what I have done, I've attended a firework display in Princes Street Gardens, and it was accompanied by the orchestra, and it was the music for the Royal Fireworks. And I got myself into one of the big clubs opposite and had a bird's eye view, and it was outstanding. So that was quite an experience. The music for the Royal Fireworks and the orchestra, accompanied by the pyrotechnic display in Princes Street Gardens, watched by Scottie McClue and a lady friend from the window of one of the top social clubs. Tremendous. They're tremendous. So I have to say about that. So maybe organised displays, but not everybody lighting off bangers. There we are, and not everybody lighting bonfires. So there we are. So that's what I would think. I would happily. Plus, I also think a bonfire is highly, highly, highly insulting to one of the denominations of the Christian faith, because Guy Fawkes was Catholic. Yes, a Yorkshireman, Guido Fawkes was a Yorkshireman. But can I tell you that what he was trying to do with the gunpowder plot, barrels of gunpowder in the cellars of the House of Commons, the Houses of Parliament, it wouldn't have actually gone off anyway, even if it hadn't been discovered, because the powder was found to be heavily degraded. And the basement in those days of the Houses of Parliament was quite prone to flooding, so the Thames could come in there and would probably even have dampened the powder. So it would have been the equivalent of a canary farting down a mine shaft. That sort of idea. Saturday, says John Jones. Saturday, Old Firm. Excellent, John Jones. I thank you. Tremendous. So Saturday. So should McClue do a live broadcast on Saturday at the same time the Old Firm's on to see if he gets a viewer? By that point, we might be multi-streaming if the RAM has arrived for the computer. Yes, see what I just did there. More RAM, more RAM. John Jones, lovely to have you with us. I hope you are well. And Dinky-Doo, I say, from Scottie McClue. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the world's top talk show. And we are live. How good is that? The world's top talk show, and we are live. There we are, some fantastic stuff on here. I can tell you what an interesting time this is becoming for Scottie McClue. Very, very big things happening. There we are, I can tell you. Scottie, I will watch you over the Old Firm game, says Kareem Zachariah. Kareem, that is a wonderful, wonderful thing to say. That, to me, is better than a knighthood. So there we are. Once I found out that Ricky Fulton and Jack Mulroy were big Scottie McClue listeners, big Scottie McClue fans, and they told me that was better than a knighthood. You telling me that you would listen to Scottie McClue rather than watch the Old Firm game is better than a knighthood. It's an endorsement from the people of Scotland, I'll tell you. So there we are. How fantastic is that, guys? So we would look forward to that. And Kareem, what I was saying, there's nothing across the screen to say who I am here. So people watching, they think, who's the old bearded guy in the bonnet? They don't say, oh, it's Scottie McClue. Yes, they don't know because they're used to hearing me on the radio. So unless they recognize my voice, they don't know it's me. So I'm just Mr. Pop-Up at the moment. That's why sometimes your viewing figures aren't into the millions, shall we say. But they will be. The pubs in Northern Ireland have been ordered to close for 4 weeks. Professor Numptyhead. That will change the whole game of it. How long was that shut for? I ask you. Sorted now, I believe. But, that would be rather good. So there we are. Northern Ireland, full of beautiful people. Beautiful people. I'm telling you, Scottie McClue. Well, there we are. So we'll see how they take to shut pubs, in Belfast. So there we are. Have you just heard that, Numpty? Can I take that? Now then. Right. Excellent stuff. So we'll see what comes of that. Very interesting. That tea was absolutely delicious. Yorkshire tea. I'm just telling you, I'm not advertising it, I'm just telling you, Yorkshire tea, I've always loved it. It's wonderful, from Taylor's and Harrogate, I think it is. I think it's good to remind folks, Scottie, the pop-up signs the amount of people I spoke to saying, I'm watching the X-Files, and they've forgotten about the show is scary, such a good sci-fi program. Oh, absolutely, but I think, Kareem, in fairness, I don't panic when I see a handful of viewers, because right now there's thousands on Scottie McClue's YouTube channel live watching other videos. They're all on doing their stuff. So I don't panic. Also, I am aware that I got, millions of viewers when I was on the radio. Millions of listeners, I should say, when I was on the radio. I've had millions of viewers on television as well. But the media landscape has changed beyond all recognition. So you think that when McClue was wee, there was one television channel in the United Kingdom, and that was BBC television, right? That was BBC television. I had to think there if they added television, if it was just BBC. But you had BBC radio and BBC television came in. And John Reith had said he thought it was the worst social evil ever. So radio is a very social thing. People used to gather around the radio. And people gathered around their TVs, but it meant they didn't go out to the theatre. They didn't go out for dinner. And I was there and watch this new television thing. So a whole generation were watching television. Things like the BBC News. It used to go out, you'd see the waves coming out, this big transmitter. Black and white television. Z cars. Coronation Street. We didn't even have ITV. The set only got BBC television. So you had one channel. So if you put something really big on that channel, you could expect to have maybe, depending on how many television sets, several million viewers to that program. I think you know, a good Coronation Street would get you about 13 million or something like that. So fantastic stuff. Now, you know, or a good Take the High Road or something like that. So some really good programming that's very popular. Just the lives of ordinary folk. Soap operas. Huge. Now, the cake has been absolutely fragmented. Yes, and this is what worries the television channels. That's one of the reasons they all got together to make one big channel. So the money all went into one pocket. Yeah, the money went into one pooch. So that sort of idea. Now, money went into one jar. And big money for advertising. And of course, the pirate radio stations, advertisers loved them, you know, because they had huge youth audiences. I remember seeing the head of Radio 1 come into a conference I was speaking at, and I thought, my goodness, what's he doing here? And a lovely guy. And it was because I had such a huge youth following. So it's the young people that the advertisers like to talk to. That was the sort of thing. But there's so much media because we didn't have the internet. So you didn't have, I mean, I don't know how many people are going live at the same time as me, you know, thousands and thousands probably, and everybody's watching them, you know. So the numpty head doesn't like English tea unless it's made with Scottish water. There we are. Well, I do remember I drink a lot of Scottish tea. Well, I suppose it's not really Scottish tea because it's not been grown in Scotland, so it'll be coming from India. You know, a lot of it be coming from India, Darjeeling. There you are. I like my Earl Grey, as you know, but I love that Yorkshire tea. It's outstanding. There we are. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. So, yes, absolutely. You've got great television and only a handful of people watching. And all these channels you see on your telly, there's only a handful of people watching some of these channels. Now, I could maybe have 250,000 people a half hour listening to my radio show for 3 hours. So that's 6 times 250,000, right? So 1.5 million people watching Scottie McClue listening to Scottie McClue, watching and listening to Scottie McClue every night, right? So that's, you know, a huge percentage. You know, that's 20% of the population, perhaps, of the particular survey area, transmission survey area for that particular radio station. So I've got 1.5 million. Now, there's a national broadcaster, a public service broadcaster, has a channel where sometimes 4,000 are watching. Now, I've got a tweet running at the moment that 50,000 have seen. You see? So do you see how big McClue actually is in terms of national media? You know? There might just be a handful watching at any one time, but if I've got a tweet sitting at 50,000 viewers, that's big business for just a wee Scottish guy. A wee Scottish guy saying hi. Wonderful stuff, isn't it? Fantastic. So there we are. So that's what goes on there, I can tell you. Now, I'm just thinking it's time I wasn't here, you beautiful people. You need to get on with your day, and so do I, because I've got the day job to see to. Yes. And we also need to see when the RAM arrives for the computer. Woo! Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Thank you for watching. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. Spread the word that Scottie McClue is live just for you, saying Dinky-Doo on YouTube, the world's top streaming platform. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, I'll sing you the goodbye song. Goodbye, everybody, goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, and a cheery oh. Fantastic. Have a lovely day, guys. Take care of yourselves. Have a good day, Numpty Head. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day, Kareem. Have a great day, John Jones. Have a great day, everybody. Ta-ra, lads!